Hey, what's up everybody? This is ODD TV. I recently watched Straight Outta Compton and it brought back so many memories from the early 90s. I remember when NWA was on the rise. I remember when Eazy and Dre were beefing. I remember when the news announced that Eazy had AIDS. Not too much later, they announced his death. Well, that's what I want to talk about today. After researching for a few days, I find that most of the details surrounding Eazy's death are very questionable. I'm going to go through all the clips that I've gathered, starting with some AIDS and HIV information that's very important for my case. Let's roll it.
HIV is a retrovirus. It's one of at least 3,000 or 4,000 that have been cataloged, and it would be the first retrovirus to cause disease if it were true that it caused any disease at all.
So there's never been a retrovirus that's been known to cause a single disease in the history of medicine.
That's true. And HIV, I'm among many other scientists around the world, probably several thousand, that have concluded, based on the evidence, that HIV is completely harmless and it certainly does not cause AIDS or anything else. HIV has never been obtained from a human being. People should understand that. Retrovirus...
Never been cultured from a human being.
Never been obtained from a human being.
What does that mean?
For example, like if you have hepatitis or flu or a cold or measles or chickenpox, any viral disease, you can take a sample of blood, or at least from the wound or the pox.
You can culture it.
Don't even have to culture it. There's virus there that you can quantify without even culturing. You can culture, but typically you can spin it in a centrifuge and get a little bit of it in a vial, and you can quantify it. It will be infectious, viable virus that you got directly from the patient. If you put it into another human being, that will infect the other human being. That has never been done with HIV.
Okay, now people are talking, and one of the things I know you know a lot about is the infectiousness of this disease.
Right. Supposedly.
Well, that's what everybody says. You turn on a television set and you start hearing people talking about AIDS, and what they're talking about is be sure you have a condom, make sure that you're...
Sexual transmission.
Yeah, it's an STD.
Right.
And what does the data actually show? Is it?
Well, the first thing the data is clear on, absolutely totally clear, is that retroviruses, remember HIV is a retrovirus, are not sexually transmitted. Even if it caused AIDS, it is not sexually transmitted. No study has ever shown, even with HIV or SIV, the so-called simian immunodeficiency virus, no laboratory experiment has ever demonstrated sexual transmission of a retrovirus, including HIV or any of its laboratory equivalents.
Well, then where...
There's no documentation whatever. There's no study that shows that AIDS, even AIDS itself, is sexually transmitted. In fact, there's all of the studies that tried to quantify the efficiency of sexual transmission of HIV, by the way, have never succeeded in even coming up with an estimate that they could base it, that was based on scientific data. Zero. In fact, the largest controlled study, Nancy Padian, it was done, I think, in 1996, American Journal of Epidemiology, it was published in, showed it was a 10-year study. It was the largest of its kind. Not a single one of the there was these discordant couples. One was HIV positive, one was HIV negative. And many of them, probably most of them, I don't remember the exact numbers, did not use condoms or anything during the course of this study. Not a single HIV sexual partner, HIV negative sexual partner, became HIV positive during this. Nobody has ever demonstrated that an HIV negative person becomes HIV positive via sexual intercourse.
Is this the sort of virus that can be concocted by chemicals or some sort of biological warfare techniques?
Well, there are articles have been written by doctors saying that this thing smells of a man-made virus.
All right, so I know what a lot of you are thinking. You're thinking AIDS is definitely a sexually transmitted disease. But that's what we're taught, like the first time that it's brought to our attention. You know, it's drilled in our heads that this is what you catch, you know, if you're having unprotected sex. From what I gather, the most effective way to transfer AIDS is by sharing needles. This is only a couple of examples. If you start digging, you'll find entire books written about how AIDS was made in a lab and how it's not an STD. Anyway, let's continue. Though I'm a huge fan of Ice Cube, he made it onto my suspect list. Let's find out why.
Fucking MC Red, Dr. Dre, and Yella. But if they were smart as me, Easy a beat hanging from a tree with no Vaseline. Just a match and a little bit of gasoline. Light 'em up, burn 'em up, flame more. So that Jericho is gone.
I personally don't think Ice Cube was responsible, but you can't put it past somebody just because you're a fan of their work. Now let's take a look at another reason why Eazy was a target. When you're all over TV, national TV, dissing people, you know, those people might have some hard feelings towards you and want to resolve that in any way they can. So let's check out this clip from Arsenio Hall in 1993.
Let me see. First of all, I want to start off with those studio gangsters out there.
No, wait. What's the I just want to define it for Middle America. A studio gangster.
It's somebody that's not real. They go in the studio and all of a sudden become hard when they used to do dance music.
Okay.
You know, I'll tell you about it a little later.
Okay. I had no idea that you make money off product from Dr. Dre and Snoop. Now, how did that work out?
Basically, I had Dre signed as exclusive producer and exclusive artist.
Mm-hmm.
So when Dre tried to make his deal over at Interscope, you know, I was included for the next 6 years. So you can say all you want to say. Basically, you could diss me all you want, but I'm going to get paid. Because that's why I say Dre Day is only Eazy's payday. And that's real.
Why don't y'all just make up?
He already made up. You ain't never seen him with the lipstick and
Oh,
lace?
no, I mean, get back together. When I first met y'all, you were a group and everything,
Yeah,
and
it was cool.
and we need so much to try to get to unity among brothers, you know, because there's so much out there that's against us all, you know. Is there a chance that one of you could call each other and just squash all this?
Basically, if I got dissed by, you know, over a couple of million people heard about me trying to be hardcore, you know, I don't think I want to make up.
Yeah.
You know?
Interestingly enough, Dr. Dre was interviewed the same year where he stated,
I guess they didn't respect my talent. You know, so now they're suffering the consequences. Eazy, you're dropping like a brick, boy. See ya.
Also, in the same year, Snoop Dogg released his first album. On that album was a skit entitled House Party. Let's take a listen to that.
Hey, yo, what's up with them niggas that was on the TV dissing me? Man, fuck them niggas, man. I ain't thinking about that old shit, man. HIV, pussy, how to love. Yo, Dad. Easy come, easy. Fuck, man. HIV, pussy, how to love. Yo, fuck, man. HIV, pussy, how to love. Yo.
A hardcore rapper who celebrates sex, crime, and violence in his music is in a hospital tonight with AIDS. He says he has no idea how he got the fatal disease.
Let's move on. In 2003, Suge Knight was interviewed on Jimmy Kimmel, where he had this to say.
Fresh out of jail, I'll come check you out, right?
Right.
Why the bulletproof vest?
Oh, it's not. Oh no, that's just it's the new style. You've been in the can for a while. This is what everybody. That's what all the talk show hosts are wearing.
This is a new thing, right?
Yeah.
See, if somebody gonna do something about it, see, technology is so high, right?
Right.
So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. So the kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time. They got this stuff they get blood from somebody with AIDS.
Yeah.
And then they shoot you with it.
Oh,
so
well, that seems bad.
That's a slow death.
Yeah.
An easy thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay.
Way to lighten the mood.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Suge's terror alert level just went from elevated to high.
This clip is blowing up all over the internet right now. And shortly after I watched it, I found this strange tidbit in the movie Straight Outta Compton.
This was gonna happen. You gonna sign these, releasing Dre and DOC from Ruthless.
Whatever, homie. Think I'm signing that? You crazier than I thought you was. Mountain.
Get your ass up. Nah. I think you're gonna stay here for a while.
Fuck you, Suge. Y'all niggas don't scare me.
You can talk tough all you want, but this ain't no record. Don't make me change you, Eric.
Fuck's that supposed to mean?
Don't make me change you, Eric.
Fuck's that supposed to mean?
Don't make me change you, Eric.
Fuck's that supposed to mean?
That's an odd thing to write into the movie, don't you agree? Well, let's continue with some of the people that were closest to Eazy-E and hear what they have to say, starting with Bone Thugs.
I remember I interviewed Lil Eazy, Eazy-E's son. And we didn't really get into specifics, but essentially, Lil Eazy feels that Eazy didn't really die of AIDS. Like if you look at his situation where like all the women around him didn't have AIDS, it came really suddenly and just killed him like right away. He feels that there was some sort of foul play, like he was injected with something or something like that. Do you guys get that feeling at all?
I mean, yeah, me personally, I do as well, because I mean, even to this day, none of his kids, none of his baby mamas, his mistresses, anybody, nobody has came up with HIV or nothing like that. So I mean, just rationally thinking, some had to go on.
Yeah, and it's just ironic because, you know, I know people can live with HIV for years and look normal and look healthy, but when you're about to die from AIDS, full-blown AIDS, you're gonna look like you're gonna die from AIDS. I've seen people that die from AIDS and they look like they have AIDS. Eazy didn't look like that at all when he passed away, at all.
So up until the time that he ended up in the hospital, he just looked like the healthy Eazy-E you saw on TV.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
The healthy dude still, because you know he was short, but he was stocky. You know what I'm saying? He looked the same.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I think Eazy's the only rapper to actually die from AIDS that I know of.
Yeah, definitely.
But we were scared. He died of AIDS. We didn't know if it was gonna be a chain reaction to things or what. You know what I mean? So we was trying to protect our careers. You know?
Allegedly died of AIDS.
Well, no, he did. I think
he
that's
died of AIDS.
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Allegedly.
You think it was something else?
This might be alleged.
Yeah.
The way he picked the shit up, but I ain't getting into that right now, Jack.
Oh.
I got my own theories, you know what I mean?
Me too.
But
What? I've never heard these theories before. I thought it was just
I mean, it was crazy though because we was here in like December. We came here. We all didn't. This is the first time E bought us coats and all that. Like our really first time really in here with Eazy-E. So we went out. You know, we went out that night. Niggas got a little sick out here with the weather change. Went back to hot LA. You know what I mean? So he went. You know, he went in for the common cough or pneumonia, whatever it was, which was Friday. January. He had the common cold and pneumonia. Then February, diagnosed HIV positive. March, full-blown AIDS dead. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
it happened kind of fast, didn't it?
I was kind of thinking like, who the fuck doctors did he go to? I think it was Jerry Heller's doctors that he went to, and he had just got fired. So I'm like, I don't know, but this don't even look, you know.
Conspiracy.
You know
And then
what I mean?
it's like you know, like you could. You know, we all seen people with full-blown AIDS, and when they're about to die, you know, they look like they have it and they're about to die. Now you can have HIV and you can still look healthy, you know what I'm saying? But,
and you don't even know you have it.
Right. Dude had full-blown AIDS and he looked like he regular. He was like still had his weight, still cocky, still looking like a regular dude, and it just came about all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, he was wrestling with Big Wish, you know what I'm saying? Like, going at it with Big Wish, so the dude was strong, cocky, man, really built like a little tank, you know what I mean? So you know, it's just theories, you know.
Did you read Jerry Heller's biography that he wrote, or autobiography?
Nah, I think I started it. I think I read a little piece of it. I don't remember though.
Yeah, I read some of that as well. Well, sometimes people are HIV positive and then they get pneumonia, and that's what really.
Right. So after we did our due diligence and learned the whole age thing, that could be possible, but
it's still a downhill process, though. You know what I mean? It's still got to be a downhill process. It just happened too fast for me.
Right.
They took
it's a conspiracy, like Mike, man. It's a conspiracy.
Sometimes people feel like too, once you get diagnosed with something and then they start giving you the medication, that's when you really get sick.
Make it worse,
that
like
could be
cancer.
That could be all in your brain too. You know what I'm saying? Like they tell you got the shit. Now you so worried about it. You know what I mean? It started affecting you differently. But like I said, it's just a conspiracy theory of mine. You know, and
you gotta look at every possibility.
Right.
Now let's hear from BG Knockout, one of Eazy's good homies. Here's what he had to say in an interview with Hip Hop DX.
The way my big homie went out, he didn't deserve it. Tried to say he died of AIDS, but Eazy was cold murder. I filtered all the bullshit with my third iris. Full-blown AIDS, but Tamika ain't got the virus. On his deathbed, a lawyer was hired. A few days prior, Jerry Heller was fired. See, I'm guided by God, you can't sucker me. Can't put it all together, but I smell a bunch of fuckery. No one's immortal.
A fellow group member of NWA, DJ Yella, also has his own theories. It's clear that he doesn't want to say too much, but I think he says enough. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, do you think Eazy was injected with AIDS?
I'm going to save that for the book.
You're going to save that for the book, so so it might be a possibility. Because the thing, I mean, I won't go too much into it because I know you want to save it for the book, but it's crazy how dude went from being, healthy to sick to passing away, like in what was it, like a month? What was the time frame?
I would say a few weeks, a couple of weeks. Yeah, he was in one hospital, then he went to another one. Yeah, within about 3 weeks he was gone. Oh yeah.
And prior to that, he was pretty well healthy?
What I seen of him, he was.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, nobody else got it.
Yeah, nobody. That's the thing. None of his kids. Any of the women. Any of the women.
Nobody. Nobody.
That is crazy. I would like to say this. I mean, if you have AIDS, it doesn't necessarily mean you will pass it on to people. Yeah. But for him not to pass it on to anybody, for none of the women not to get it, not to get it to any of the kids, it does look like a conspiracy to me.
And last but not least, let's hear from Jerry Heller, Eazy-E's manager. When people are theorizing about this lethal injection, he's the most likely suspect, according to most.
Do I think that something fishy happened to Eazy? Absolutely. I don't believe for a second that someone that had as much money as we did and could afford, whatever like Magic Johnson could, and who doesn't even test positive anymore, I don't believe that he could have possibly died that quickly from
that disease,
from full-blown AIDS. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I can't believe it either when I hear that.
I think that something went on there, and like I say, I have my own ideas about who was involved, but all I'm willing to say is this: I'm the only one that didn't profit from his passing away.
Well, that's it. With so many suspects, it's doubtful that this issue will ever be resolved, especially with how much time has passed since. All we can really do is remember the godfather of gangster rap, who departed from this world way too young. Rest in peace, Eazy. This is ODD TV. Much love, everybody, Until next time.